How's it going, everyone? Good afternoon. This is not a morning vlog this time. I am out in the greenhouse and I'm doing an update. Super windy outside, so we're trying to do another video on a how-to and wasn't working out with the bees. So I'll do that later on. But I wanted to give everyone an update on the greenhouse to show how everything is doing in here. So today it is only 58 outside and it got up to 92 in here. So I opened the window and this door. But to do this video, I had to shut the window. It's pretty windy in here. So you can see the lettuce. It's coming up really good, and this is all of our store lettuce. And all of this lettuce is the old lettuce that's, I believe, last year and 2 years old. And then this is some of our butter crunch lettuce. And our tomatoes, tomatillas. Sarah's super excited about tomatillas because she really likes the green enchilada sauce and green salsa. So I'm sure she'll be making a bunch of that. The rest of the tomatoes are doing good. You can see, let's see if we can find a couple of them. You can see the leaf right there. That leaf is like that because that day it got so hot. But you can tell on some of these, see if we can find them like this. See how that is a purple leaf? That is telling me that they need some more nutrients in the soil. So we have a fertilizer that we will be putting on them. That's an organic fertilizer. It's kelp. You put on the leaves and then we'll wait a couple days and see if that works. If not, then we do the fish oil and just add that to the soil. But we'd rather wait until we put it in the garden to do that. It stinks. And then you got some more tomatillas there. And I suppose you guys want to know what kind of kinds these are. These are Romas. They aren't all Romas. This is an Italian. And what's the other one? Let's see. Wisconsin Chief is the other ones we have. These are our cabbage. And our cabbage is not doing that good. And it's because the grow light they were under, it wasn't as strong. So then when I switched them, they already got too lengthy. And I was trying to get them to stiffen up. We got about half of them to stiffen up, so it's okay. It's better than nothing. Because we bought some from my aunt and my dad, and they do starts every year, so that works out. There's a little bumblebee on the dead cat. The rest of these are the Wisconsin Chiefs that I was talking about. They are doing good, except for, you know, that one day it got hot and those leaves aren't doing so well, but it's okay. Now, this Wisconsin Chief right there, that is the one that survived in the greenhouse when it got down to single digits. And I didn't cover that. I covered it when it got down to single digits. I didn't cover it when it got down into the 20s. And it was fine. But the soil is radiating so much heat that I believe that's why it's, you know, fine, because you got all the heat coming off and it didn't get to it. So there's some more cabbage plants. They're doing a little better. Or no, this is broccoli. These are some carrots. All the carrots are coming through. Not as good as we were hoping. We don't know what happened. Well, we know what happened is my wife came out and she saw 2 millipedes. And for those of you that don't know what a millipede is, it's almost like a centipede, but with more legs and like an armor shell. And when you go to touch it, they kind of curl up in a ball. So they're long. They're about that long. And they'll get in your garden bed and they will wreak havoc. They will actually eat your seeds, and as they're starting to sprout, they'll eat your sprouts if they can't get to your seeds. So we think that's what happened, but what do you do? Okay, and then we have our spinach. Spinach is looking really good. And that was last year's pack. So it's old seed. And then we have some cayenne pepper back there, which is doing really good. We're gonna grind that up because we like to use the cayenne pepper and cook with it. These are our bell peppers. And the kind is King. I'll let you read that. I can't read her handwriting. Those are coming in really good. These are all of our red onions. And then here we have cucumbers. So, funny thing is, you know, cucumbers, they say you're supposed to plant, 2 to 3 seeds per hole or per mound. Well, Sarah planted 1 seed per thing just to see how the germination was. And the germination actually came in really good. I think she lost 1. And, nope, never mind. That is the one that she lost, and it's actually growing one. So, it's just behind. It is crazy. So, this is our first year using seed savers, and actually we're very impressed with the germination. It's pretty cool. So, the other day, I went and I bought a bunch of flowers from my dad. So, we have all the bees coming. So, we have all these bees coming. And we figured we better start planting a little more flowers than we normally do, just to help them out and keep them around. And so I went and bought a bunch of these flowers from my dad to help out with the bees. And the main reason why is because the field through that door over there and across our street is going to be soybeans. The one bad thing about that is the bees like to go to the plants or the flowers on the soybeans, and when the farmers spray, they take in that poison and then it kills off the hive. So I'm trying to keep as much as on our property and west of our property as I can and put a bunch of flowers out. So for one, it'll make everything looks nice when you plant a couple of flowers, but it also keep them on our property rather than venturing out. I know you're gonna have some, but it's better than having the whole hive leave to go and they can stay on the property. So over here we have some more cucumbers Sara planted, and oh, I forgot these. I planted a bunch of snapdragon in here. Let's see if those come up. And we got a bunch of onions over here, and these are our yellow onions, and they actually are coming up really good. I'm trying to pick it up on camera. There we go. See how they're standing up? They are looking really good. And if you remember, we planted this here. There's 3 rows of yellow onion here that I planted, and that stuff was the ones, those are the ones that weren't doing well in the house. And I'm like, well, let's just put them in the greenhouse and see how they do. It's not the end of the world if they die. It's only a couple of them. And they're doing great. They're coming back. They're all standing up. So I'm excited. This might be our first, or not first, be our second year that we actually get onions. It'll be cool. And then we have radishes down here. These came in really nice and thick. We actually had some of the leaves today for lunch in a sandwich. See that? They're looking nice. And then here is the celery from the store, and that is doing good. I'm just shocked how good that's growing. Just crazy. So yeah, it's all coming out pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. We really like the greenhouse. One thing, if you were to do a greenhouse or a raised bed, I would, because of the amount of weeds, like I'm watering it every day, doing a mist, and that's how I water everything. I do it in the evening so so everything is nice and ready for them tomorrow, and then none of them gets sun damage from the water being on the leaves. But the one thing I would change, wish I would have done, and when I was too excited, and that's why I didn't do it, but I wish I would have got all the beds wet and then put a plastic down, tarp, and then let it sit for a week to 2 weeks, because we're getting a lot of weeds and we're picking. So, but once that's all done, I should be okay with, you know, I shouldn't have as many weeds anymore. So that's one plus. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys what's all going on in here and give you an update what everything looks like. I hope you guys are growing and doing good and getting excited. I looked at the 10-day forecast and it's in the 70s and upper 60s and then 50s at night and mid 40s some of the nights for 15 days. So super pumped. And it's May 11th is our zone, because we're zone 4 is the frost date. So we always wait a good week after that before we plant. But I don't know, we'll see about this year. So, and I also got bees coming, and yeah, that's coming up in a couple of weeks. They said they'd get a hold of me, so I got a Zoom meeting with one of them tomorrow. So a lot of stuff coming up. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Good year. I'm really excited for this. So if you like this content, hit that little subscribe button down here. It's red. It'll turn gray once you click it, and then you can hit that little bell and it'll notify you every time we put out a video, which right now we're going to do daily videos. I don't know how long we're going to keep up with that, because the fall it gets kind of hectic and really busy for our business, but we're going to try and keep it going and see how we can do and see if it'll work. So yeah, if you like it, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Glad you got to see me again. Bye.